on his Sova. He was Sage last game. That was an interesting one. First Sage of this tournament, but back on Sova.
Now, in their matchup against TSM, it went to overtime. The reason for that is Dignitas lost both pistol rounds. So this first round for the attackers is crucial in my mind. If you look at their wins, their comfortable wins have come when they've won both pistols, or at least started with the opening pistol. Shazam, though, is going to find first blood, and he's got Dapper there to trade as always.
A quick dash out. Yeah, the first round we saw versus TSM, they did an up the gut through mid and A-con take, but here it's just all A. They did have Sova watching mid, but as they all start to pile into the site, we're going to see what Sentinels can do on defense, and the brick wall is still very much there, Puckett.
Talked about the importance of the pistol round. Well, Sentinels have now made it 14 rounds in a row in this series. And remember, this is the first round of bracket play. Only our top 4 teams are moving on through groups. They'll be playing in a double elimination bracket. And Sentinels, well, they should have the top seed after plays like this. Shazam and Dapper taking turns. Perfect repeat as you get Zombs and Sinatra helping from CT. And you just got to love the way this team plays. Always hitting that initial headshot and then has backup if things get messy.
Cypher cam long. He really only has to stay for a second, and then he can leave if they need to rotate over. We'll start using that cam now. Dignitas trying to work towards mid, pushing out. Oh my gosh, Shazam knows he has the aggression. It's just a ghost, and it's just sick again.
And we haven't talked enough about Sick switching over to the Phoenix for this map. He has been so impressive. Sinatra sticking on an Ares. They cause all kinds of noise. Distracts while Six slips out, does the curveball. The flash is followed up with some headshots and a second round in the bank. Let's take a look here at the buys from both sides. Do they have enough money for Shanks' operator? Yes, they have just light armor on the Jett, but he is going to be the critical player in any attacking success.
Not naked, though. Good to go. Still running around with a bit of protection.
Half clothed.
And I want to talk a little bit about that Sick transition back and forth. Phoenix and Sage are completely different play styles. Sick may not play them differently, but you're definitely going to get different tendencies out of a player. So along with being on a different map, Sentinels gets to mess with the way you think about how their lineup works and the way they switch things. And Sick seems to be able to transition back and forth so fluidly between these picks and make them work almost the same, honestly. Coming down to a minute on this. It's a big intel grab. The cam's mid here. Doing a lot of work as the sonar goes out. Sentinels just playing it safe, but Superman goes down.
Early in that round, Sick pushed up into that corner. He was waiting for a peek from Superman that never came, and eventually just pokes out himself, finds the first headshot of the round. So 40 seconds off the clock, already one player down for Dignitas. But they have rotated from some early A presence, making their way over to C. So far, they've got Sentinels where they want them with 3 stacked up over on that A site. They bit on the bait, and it's go time now for Dig.
Cypher's up front here. We'll see if this hits Daph. His cam is in mid, but he's going to be doing a lot of work. Won't be able to use that now, and a lot of that flank info is not there for Dig as they come in. Sentinels in the rotation now, a 3v2 Puckett. The bomb has to be picked up, and Dig is trying to suss out the site before they go for the plant.
2v2 trade. Wanted to confirm that all 3 players were missing. Now they've got the info. Heard at least one player inside of the garage. That is the Jett. Shazam making some noise.
I like this choice. They bring Dapper back around. Nobody's going to be flanking here, so you have members of Dignitas looking for that flank, but they find every member of Dig right in sight. Last on Lumber as Psalm goes down. Zombs picking up a lot of these end-round wins for Sentinels. Will take the time to get a return on investment with that op grab as well, and they will go into round 4 with 3 straight.
This is what happens when you're Dig. You don't win the pistol, then you lose the first rifle, you find yourself in a 5-round hole.
We talked a bit about that and how kind of they crumble under the pressure, but may still get some buys in. I mean, Sick just seems to be in the mind of Dig right now within these matches.
The 2v2 trade there, not terrible, but it was the late paranoia coming in from Zombs that set up the retake. Sentinels so clean on their retakes up to this point, not just in this tournament, but in all of the Ignition Series events in the last 2 months. Taking a look at the squad, there is no weakness on this roster. Also, where they're set up around the map, constantly you see Sinatra moving on the Sova, Sick doing the same thing on the Phoenix. You never can know where the defense is set up until you get on the site.
So Cam saw Cypher, but now Sentinels lose their camera, so they have to play a little bit more up for this information. I like the way they're doing that. Could be a big play by Dapper as he tries to get himself in position, getting shot, but he closes off that line of sight angle, and Shazam is helping him. It looks like it's going to be that A hit, and so Dig has already given up that they may want this site. They're sticking with it, which then gives Shazam multiple peeks. It's kind of like there's no utility following up these strategies that allows them safely in. Sentinels just cleanly walking forward and getting frags.
That first pick from Shazam shut down the threat, right? You take out the Blade Storm, you put Shanks on his back, and you know the rest of the team is just running with pistols. Yes, it's a Sheriff. If they find a headshot, they're going to take out one of you.
Yeah.
But you got the better weapons to lock down the site. The trades are always in place. And you can just see it's a little duo work here from Shazam working alongside Zombs. Meanwhile, it's going to be Sinatra and Dapper running through sewers. Here's Shazam with another pick opportunity. He misses wide left. Is there a punish? A floating right click. They're just playing with their food. They'll grab the op for the next round, and Sentinels are just having fun in this series.
So in that situation too, Puckett, if you're going to be just swarming 3 down and you're that close, you feel committed, yeah, Shazam's going to peek you, but what if you 3-roll it? What if you put all 4 there and you're not just trying to fight behind smokes because you aren't winning those fights? Seems like Dig just needs to pull the trigger a little bit more here. Get themselves in, no pun intended, but really go for the sights once it seems like they've committed. If not, pull the fake. Get out of there and see if you can get Sentinels off their first angles. Right now it's really readable by Sentinels.
And I'm wondering how long will we see Sages on this map? When will teams start to follow Sentinels' lead, switching over to that Phoenix for the flashes on entries? The flashes have been so critical on defense so far. Zombs dodging the first few gusts of the Hunter's Fury, and here he is punishing, continues to find heads. That's 3, make it 4 for Zombs. The ace still up for grabs, but Shazam should be able to lock this one up. Not going to happen for now as Def trying to pull a poise. Can he clutch up in the 1v4?
It's hard mode now. Even if it wasn't hard mode, it got to extreme hard mode. Zom's just able to fire from the back of the site, and it left everyone from Dig entering still looking at other angles, knowing Zoms was there. Like, where's the utility after Zom starts killing people?
Getting rid of that first dart is so crucial, and then him just sticking through the first blast, stays alive. And they're so worried about pressure coming from the garage. Everyone's looking that direction as he's just hitting him in the left side of the head.
2 kills come from the left, and Shanks smoke defender spawn and then leaves Zoms open for a kill. It just seems like that is miscommunication right there. Zoms now coming up with the 7-0. We saw Sick going all the way to about 10 or 11-0 last game, maybe 12. Man, they are feeling good on the side of Sentinels, and they are going to keep this momentum rolling. Dig setting up a bit of a strat lower with Cam, but that's actually going to be Sentinels Cam, so we'll see them knowing that Dig is down there.
Man, that's another op start here for Sentinels. Shazam with first blood, second blood to Sick. He's going to find third blood eventually as his run it back expires. He is going to be on the rotation. Meanwhile, Sinatra is jumping up through the window. He's going to be the player hitting the hard flank. Shazam just holding the front door.
There it is.
Finds the first, but will get dropped, and now it's up to Dapper on site.
Look at this. He doesn't even want to reload his Phantom. They're just diving in for these kills. They want to smother their opponent. They don't want Dignitas. They think they even have the chance. It is literally just mental warfare right now they're trying to throw down on their opponents. What a game so far from Sentinels. Again, setting up these cameras coming in from Dapper lower are allowing them to know whatever's happening at A isn't happening right away. And the defense they set up after that, it's unstoppable.
I hate to say it, but I think there might be a little classic bounty being played here by the Sentinels. Whoever gets the most pistol kills is going to win some money. Here's a look at your scoreboard, though. Zoms yet to die, just like Sick in the opening map.
Yep.
An 8-0 start with 2 assists. Not too bad for an Omen. Meanwhile, Shazam has been a key player with this operator. He's going to be locking down A. The rest of the squad went aggro down B mid, but will retreat back onto the site. Another one.
Poise just went down. Why was nobody with Poise for maybe a res play here to come up with some strength and get a gun for themselves? The Dig's going to push off. Even on a gun round, yeah, they leave the Sage off to the side. I thought maybe it would be another save for double buy coming in.
Nope.
Here towards mid, this is going to be the first time we see Dig trying their hand at pressing the site in the middle of the map.
All right, Psalm's got to get a lot of information here with the recon bolt, and so far they are seeing nothing. Dapper inches his way into some trouble, though, as 2 kills are going to land here for Dignitas. The Odin coming out for Sinatra as the LMG is finally going to be dropped. Shazam with some heroics. Can he pull it off? Bladestorm is available, a weak Cypher, and a full health Shanks to beat.
You're the in-game leader. You only have to tell yourself what to do right now. He's going to look to his left. Shots fired right through the smoke. Gets to the grape head, and Shanks comes back with a shot on Shazam. The jet-on-jet violence coming through, and that's a round for Dig. A good time to start to try and even up the rounds.
And I like that play from Shanks. He just ran up the gut with the rest of his team. They take this site. He finds 4 kills.
A little bit of aggression,
as
right?
they clear it out. And yeah, it almost seems to be when you have equal number of bodies on the same site as Sentinels, you have an opportunity to win that fight.
Quick maths.
All right, let's take a look at the opening pick. Where is First Blood going to end up on the map? There's been an A challenge every round in the first 20 seconds.
Looks like we may get one as well. Shanks staring down.
Sinatra
lower,
can read this
shot.
so easy. They've done it every single round, and he's going to drop 2 players to half health.
And they know 2 wanted to play towards A, so Sentinels already have enough information that pushing Sick down mid would be one of the plays, and we saw just behind 6 was Shazam holding for him. So everything having an extra component here if Sentinels is trying to push out, if they're trying to set the pace of a round.
Sinatra knows his spam spots, and he is just pre-firing in case anyone goes down short. Instead, though, it's a quad stack down long A. The universal smokes are coming out from the Omen, who's tucked away over at the C cubby, and Zom seems to know exactly where he's at. Meanwhile, action is here on the site.
They teleport in without really throwing any smoke towards A, and it does get Dignitas in. Let's see how the post plant works for them as they set up. Sage goes towards long. They try to cover that. Poised is going to do what he can on the flank. Now that might be a save here for Sentinels as they feel like giving up a few more rounds will not hurt their attacking side.
Yeah, Zoms is probably going to want to keep this AR. But instead, looking to punish. If you can take the operator off of Shanks, you're going to be feeling good even if you die at the end of this round. But it's got to be a late play, and he is just going to be looking for exit kills. Wants to save his weapon. Smart maneuver here, as you can see the spread on the mini-map.
Yep.
They're just going to fall back and live another day. Upgrade for Zoms on the way out as he grabs the operator for Shazam. And that will be a second round on the board for Dignitas. Finally starting to show some life with back-to-back round wins.
It's looking good. I like the way they're playing as a team on these, going in together. Even if the utility seems short, that utility is then there for the after post plant, which is working out for them. It doesn't have to all be used the first time. It's just stopping that situation of having to dry peak. That's what we were worried about. Sentinels is hitting all their shots, so it seemed like Dig needed to use more util. They're still finding windows of opportunity without having to do that, and we'll see if this camera once again gets put by Dapper here in lower. Dig really hasn't seemed to catch on, and Dapper seems to have a timing that he waits and waits, and they've already passed into the secondary part of that lower area when he turns his cam on, so they're never finding it. He gets a huge return on investment on that cam later into the round.
Door is going to get shredded, and Sick wisely backs up without the challenge. Camera out in the middle of the map, as you can see that's set up currently from the attackers. Great placement for information. And I think we could see a late B attempt here, as Poised the Sage is going to lead the charge. Already used the res in the previous round, so it doesn't hurt if he falls first, and here they all come.
Oh, Superman. Trying to play that runaway. Always a great bait. And we saw there from Sentinels. Phoenix runs away. You have Zoms in the back left covering what could be there, and Zoms covers what could be there. Death takes out a few, and so does a one, as Poised also finds a kill for himself. 3v2 as Dignitas now holds strong in B site.
And we'll talk about it later, but the Cypher play really set all of this up on the site. Shazam, though, finds Poised, and all of a sudden you're looking at a 2 versus 2. Spike is not planted yet. Now it goes down over at C, as you saw the rotation coming through from Psalm. Shazam, last man standing for Sentinels now. Can he clutch up once again? 2 players ready for the trade. There's a late peek, though, from Psalm, and now he's in a vulnerable position. Shazam in the 1v2 is going to lock this one up for a 7th round for Sentinels.
What a 4K from Shazam, switching out the weapons right in the face of his opponent. And again, comes up big in these rounds. can't stop this guy once he gets the op, knows he has to switch, may even drop that and get the op back, and here we see how he starts it off.
So that was Def with a cage that is just going to give enough of an angle for Shanks to peek from the top, but the closeout here from Sentinels, this should have been a Dignitas round, a small misplay, one missed bullet, and Shazam is going to punish you. You mentioned it for that round, 14 overall as he leads the server.
Incredible that him, Sinatra, Sick can all switch around the aggression and play style that they bring to each game. And it doesn't affect them. It doesn't give them any bad habits switching over to maybe being more intel and having to play back. Oh my gosh,
no.
Shanks never should miss that shot. Shazam makes quick work of the error as now it's Dapper. He's killed a few from here before, and they're already checking the angles. He's been such a sneaky sneak down there that nobody's able to follow the first person, and it's a one-kill trade back and forth.
The Milady comes out from the Cypher, dropping the Fedora. And all of the information has been gathered, but Shazam can't convert it into kills. The Superman is able to hold strong there as back-to-back headshots. And now we'll see, can Psalm pull off a 1v2 of his own? Drones out, and that will cost him his life as Sinatra runs around the corner and finds the last headshot. 8-2 Sentinels looking at a possible 10-2 half.
I like the idea. It's like, but they hear the drone, they're going to rush you? I don't know. Sometimes you try to make the biggest brain play, and it's just too wrinkly. Too wrinkly.
Superman got 2 that round, but I didn't notice it. He was sitting on a donut previously, so that's got to feel good to at least get a kill or two. But every round, he's been the guy over at C making noise while the rest of the squad's working together. So clearly, the lurking play from the Omen isn't working. I'd love to see him regroup or at least have a buddy with him at all times. And we'll see if that comes to play in the last 2 rounds here of the first half.
Zom's just so on point. You know, we haven't seen much flash dash strategies where Omen and JETT are working together here, combining abilities to make sure they're maybe getting the trade that they want. Oh my word, Sick didn't look far enough into the corner, and Superman makes quick work of that play.
Sick has been winning that fight all day, too.
Yeah.
He is going to be kicking himself for not fully rotating left. Meanwhile, you're going to see Def again breaking out of the B site. Nice pistol kill will earn him a weapon. And it's a 2 versus 3. Both players now with ARs. Trying to figure out how do we get back to this spike. It is on the ground, and as you can see on the mini-map, Sentinels know it. They are hovering all around it.
And they have every bit of knowledge that nothing's coming up long A, nothing's going to be around short with the use of that camera, but he hears Omen long now. Dapper trying to see what he can do in this trade as it's going to be the other side holding from the smoke. Superman with the play here.
Ooh, just dodges that shock dart. That would have been the end of him. 20 HP, has the paranoia still, and he is going to be found. Another classic kill. Shazam retakes his lead.
Are you keeping track?
Yeah, I think it's now 2-1 right now. Shazam still in the lead.
Okay, who's got the one?
The one belongs to Dapper.
Ooh, and they're in the lead as well. I like it. So
Yeah.
we're actually getting an easy readout of your classic killers. 9-2 here. Sentinels look to push even harder into this last round, and we'll see what they can do. Ops, Odins, and the likes. You know, Ops from Shanks here, and he's going to start that towards A. So just the traps to cover their sides, and it does look like it's going to be an end A here. Maybe we will see one go for B on Dig.
All right, so this time around, you're going to be sending your Sage down long. Just watch and see for any potential flankers. Mid is pretty open here. And Sentinels have shown an aggressive defense in the back as they hear the owl drone coming out from Sinatra, though. The attackers should know that A is going to be weak. Def is going to punish not once but twice as Dapper is always there to back up Shazam. He knew someone would be playing close. And now Def throwing up his cage. A little spam, but waiting for the team to crash onto the site with him. And this is a great fake. They made so much noise. They throw up the cage. Shanks is going to lurk while the rest of the team has taken this to C, which has been cleared by Poised. A great round here from Dignitas to close things out.
Really, really good momentum to come to the second half with, especially that third round. We know how Sentinels can take that pistol round oh so quick, especially from the attacking side that they will be switching to. And this is a have to retake. See what Zoms can do here with the Sentinels Sova. That's going to be
Mr. Sinatra.
Sinatra.
Sinati.
Like, it's not Shazam, but it is an S. These guys doing it to me with their changes.
So many. It's still in the morning. I'm not awake yet. Your brain is way faster than mine at this moment, so you're winning in that
I literally was
aspect.
like 6, Sage Phoenix, Sage Phoenix. All right, I won't mess that up. Now I'm getting Sinatra and Shazam messed up. Oh my God, Def. And this is what we didn't see Dig doing, is trying to push up into Sentinel strats right away. Getting a little under their skin because it almost seems impossible, but it's not. And you can pick up a few of those rounds. Unfortunately, only 3 for Dig here as their backs against the wall versus Sentinels on their favorite side of any map, attack.
Def was really strong towards the end of that first half, and he's going to need to be a key player on the defense here. Normally, you're going to see some action over at A from the Cyphers. At the start there, it looks like he was chilling at B, but so far, this is kind of how I expected the series to go. But I thought Haven was looking at maybe a 7-5, a 6-6 first half, a 9-3. Sentinels are just overpowering Dignitas in this matchup.
It just seems like Sentinels always has a way to grab the bit of information that'll give them the opening kill or allow the rotation from wherever that kill was, even if they lose it, to have just about even numbers by the time the bomb is being planted or before it's just going down. So you have so much time for that post-plant retake. And again, they use these really defensive squads that they can use aggressively. They do have a few more entries coming into the Haven squad here, but they're always able to put up something that the opponent continues to die right away. They have utility coming into the site, and it just seems like they've owned it the entire time.
I'd love to see like a timeline going across of when the Sentinels are using their utility as well.
That's a great point.
Slowly, they are picking up constant information throughout the match. They're not all going at once. They spread out really well. And when they do use all of their utility at once, it's because the full rush is coming in and they're playing defensively. Very impressive stuff on the defensive end from Sentinels, but now it's Dignitas' turn. This is for a fight to stay alive in the upper bracket. Remember, 4 teams moving on to the bracket. We have Cloud9 waiting for the winner of Immortals versus Envy coming up next. But Dignitas still in this one against Sentinels for at least 3 more rounds.
Seeing the guns around, poised. So he sticks with wall. Instantly hears something towards garage, and he wants to put this up. So this is actually what you should do every time at a wall, is create pressure. Just make sure you're not creating pressure that kills yourself. Taking that wall down means the opponent always has to worry about someone coming through. And that's your objective there. Just pinging. They still want the fight. Zombs goes down as Shazam answers back with a retribution kill, and it's a C site take here as the aggression from Sentinels from the get-go.
You got to really credit Shazam's teammates for giving him so much space and giving him the opportunities for headshots. He's found 3 already. Dapper is going to find the remaining 2, and that is going to be a 10th round for Sentinels. 3 away from making it a clean 2-0, and it would be 26-3 if they close it out here by winning the final rifle rounds.
That is absurd. Absolutely absurd. You know, Poised ready to take advantage, and Poised has actually played quite well for himself throughout the series. We see him getting multiple kills, able to hold his own, and a lot of those hold his owns were on the rotation from the opposite site when we were watching Split. So props to him. It seems like they are having trouble bringing the sum of those parts together here to pick up consecutive rounds on the side of Dignitas.
All right, so here's a quick hit over on the defensive end. As you saw, Paranoia is going to stop anyone from moving up the A site. Shanks was ready with the shorty, and so is the Sage on the opposite side as Poised is waiting for a push. Has ducked into this cubby, and it doesn't look like Zombs is nearly aware of it, but I assume the Omen will be checking his corners if he's moving forward.
What a push up here. Shanks letting the team know no one's A. They have Sage pushed up all the way as well for Poised. What a play for the intel. This is what you really want to see Dignitas doing. Stopping Sentinels before they get too much information here. Sentinels do have a cam up towards mid as they try to work this, and it looks like that's what's going to be up the gut on it as they pull back. So good smokes coming out to fake, and we'll see if it's going to be the C hit.
Yeah, Zombs is going to throw one at the front of B. Over on the A side is B as well, and they're going to rotate this through garage. Poised, though, able to find a gun. As Zombs drops, the Sage has a weapon, but Shazam says no. Instant headshot will eliminate the threat. There's still 4 members from Dignitas up, but they are running on fumes. Just pistols in this round.
Risky but big advantage there by Shazam, being able to take out a 1v1 and then another 1v1 and another. As Sinatra comes in, everybody finding Dignitas as they scatter into the site without being to coordinate the strat that they need. It was going to be a bit difficult without having too much money, and you can see that bankroll being very low for Dig. Now getting into guns. Zeros across the board for money.
Yeah, when your top fragger has double the kills as their top fragger, you are feeling good. Shazam now over 20 mark. He's at 23. And he is being pretty clean today. Now, of course, that was against players without body armor, without real weapons, so don't read too deep into it. But Shazam definitely making his impact felt. Shanks at the start of this one, though, is going to draw first blood with a nice op shot on Sick. He looked to peek through the window. Shanks was waiting, and an instant punish comes in. But here comes the hit of A.
Slow walk in. Decent cam here. Gives him an idea. Nobody's to the right of that short A spot. You have Shazam going long, and he finds the kill onto Def. What rifle work by Shazam, the operator today here coming out from Sentinels. Sinatra doing what he can as he unloads. I'm sure he was screaming behind the firepower of that one.
Sinatra looking for it. New York. Poised from the top is just going to have to wait for the smoke to clear. And, of course, Shanks trying to get in position down low. The drone is going to distract, and I expected a pounce, but Shanks wasn't ready. How do they plan to retake? A nice peek trade.
Got a little tag there. Nicely done as Shazam is just finding these shots through
oh
smoke.
My Shanks
flying in, can't get the kill. Shazam knows exactly how that jumping off game is played as Zombs gets round number 12 for the team, and it is game point for Sentinels here in two what could be very fast maps.
Shanks with some flashy kills, but not ones where you're in a position to trade. Poised ran down the steps as Shanks get aggressive, and I feel like that's just kind of the difference between these teams. Whenever you're seeing Sentinels making some heroic plays, they've got a buddy with them. There's always a trade kill set up or at least someone in range to do damage with you. That was a very tough retake attempt, and this could be the final round of the game. Sentinels have their opponents broke. They're going to be on Spectres. We got a bare-naked Vandal. No armor, and of course it looked like just a pistol on their fifth player.
And Dig is trying to get a bit of a pace on this round. They're setting it by pushing up Omen. They have the cam long. They've taken down Dapper as well. Poised again, coming up with some shots. Has to feel good about his play here. Sentinels still a lot of options to make this one work, and they take a few down left and right. Shazam finds Shanks on the rotation, and Diggs looking to get kills, but just being found as they come out of the word work.
All right, now Shazam was able to take down Shanks, who had his Blade Storm available. I expect a res to come in, but he's got to protect it right away. Poise is going to go out to distract, and both players should have dropped, but nice tailwind out of there, as Shanks will survive to live another fight.
Oh, Daph can't win the 1v1. Things just aren't going right here for Dig, and Sentinels are hitting their shots on every fight. Som comes in. Can he make this one count for the team? It's going to be a 2v1. Does Som keep it alive? Blade Storm comes out, and Shazam finds the third 4K of this game. Sentinels take the win.